Yo, what is good, dev guys? It's your boy Ken. Yes, sir. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to show you guys how you can find and solve your C++ issues like this, baby. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know why they don't show us this shit in the beginner stages, man. The beginner tutorials, even the intermediate tutorials, don't show us how important debugging is. And they don't show us the proper way to debug, man. And in my opinion, this is my opinion, don't crucify me. Debugging is the most important skill that you need to have as a game developer. If you can't debug your code, telling where it's running, telling how it's running, telling how to optimize it, it makes the process harder. And I wasted 3 days because I didn't know this trick that I'm about to show y'all right here today. So let's jump right into this shit. You dig what I'm saying? You know how I get down, baby, raw, uncut. I'm gonna go ahead and press play. I'm gonna show y'all the expected behavior of what this feature is supposed to do, the actual behavior of the feature, and try to show you guys how I was debugging the error improperly, and then show you guys how to properly debug the error. So the expected behavior is here. I press play. I come in here, I host a match. I just hit accept. I'm supposed to be able to hit the select character button, and then my dynamic data-driven character selection system is supposed to load up these 8 characters for me. And I'm able to select either one of them and jump into a lobby, and then we can go in and jump into a match whenever we get to that point. But for the actual behavior that happens, if I go here and launch another version of this so I can host and join as a client, the issue is with the client. And I spent 3 days trying to figure this out because I wasn't getting any errors. I wasn't getting anything substantial to help me find out what the problem was because I was debugging improperly. So I'm not going to do anything on here. I'm going to just go ahead and press play on here as a client. I'm going to find a match. And somehow it just jumped me right into here. What the fuck? 1 of 0. What did I do? Find match, land. Did I host? Did I host on accident? All right, so accept. And here we go. Okay, now I'm in the actual lobby. But when I go ahead and press select character, you see that the buttons don't get created. And I was at a complete loss. I was like, why aren't the buttons getting created on the client? So let's go into the code and try to debug this. So I'm going to close this other listen server version. And I'm going to actually close down the editor. And I am going to come in here. I'm going to go into debug mode. And I know where my code is running for the actual widget to be created, but just to double check, I could, in Rider, you can double click a function and right click, I said double click, you can right click a function and find usages, and it'll take you, it'll either pop up a list down here, like it'll pop up, I guess, okay, it'll pop up a list down here in this window down here, or it'll take, if it's only one usage, it'll take you directly to that usage. So right here is where the magic happens. When I press that select character button, this code runs. You see on character select button clicked, this code runs. And this is the function that is supposed to load up all the buttons for me. So let's debug it. So we're going to go into debug here and press play here. And I'm also going to launch that. I'm also going to launch that other version as well so I can create the host server so that we set up the same environment. I want to set up the same environment when you're testing. So let's go ahead and launch this bad boy, and we're going to start up another listen server. Here we go. Let's press A here, accept. And now we have our listen server, and now we are ready to do another debug test here. So we're going to find match. Hopefully it finds it. Okay, accept it. We get in there, and when I press this button, we should get a breakpoint, right? So we got the breakpoint. And now from here, you start using your regular debugging tools. You step into the function, and then you step over different parts of the function. So here we get the game instance. Here we make sure the game instance is actually valid and that our array of characters that was loaded by the asset manager has an actual value in it. This is just some stuff for the UI layout. And here we go into the actual meat and potatoes, right? So for each of those assets inside of the asset manager, we want to go ahead and get them and add them to our button. So if I step over here, you see we get all the way to, we got all the way to this line, and then it just went right back to the for loop. And that's because if the character button isn't created, I tell the for each loop to continue, and continue just says, okay, go to the next index starting at the top. And you can see how helpful that was. Like, I don't know why my button is not getting created. There's no error message telling me my button was created. I just know that my button is null. That's it. So how do I figure this out? Well, guys, it's simple. All right, so I'm gonna press stop here. I am going to close this host here, and I am going to switch my configuration to debug game editor. Oh my God, bro. I didn't know about this. If you knew about this and you didn't tell me, I hate you. All right. So debug game editor right here. And if I go ahead and I got the same breakpoint, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and debug as well. This is gonna take a little bit more time to compile, because I guess they have to compile symbols for debugging. But let's just run that, and if it takes too long, I'll zoom past it. No, my computer's a motherfucking beast. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm gonna, after this finishes, I'm going to go ahead and launch that that host again, so that we can create that same environment and minimize that bad boy. So we're going to host here again. Press A here, and we're not going to do anything on here. We're going to join as a client here, and hopefully it doesn't trip over itself this late in the video. But we hit accept here. We should get in. And once I hit this, we should hit that same breakpoint. But this time we got debug game editor on it, and we got a little bit more information that is going to be given to us when we actually step in and step through this code. So I'm gonna step in, and I'm gonna step over, and I'm gonna keep going. All right, till we get to the point where we were in the last session, right? So we know that our value has something in it. If we look here, it says it has 8 value, like a number of 8, meaning that it has 8 indexes in that array. And so we know we have something to iterate over. We know we have buttons that need to be created. But where the issue is here, and if you guys can see it, it says that the lobby game mode is null. And if you check here, I have a if not lobby game mode, meaning if the lobby game mode is null pointer, return out of this loop. And so without this debug game editor, you won't get to this point in the code, because as I was told, when you are in development editor, the compiler is compiling like at an optimal level. It's trying to optimize itself to make reading and running through code faster. So all these ifs, they get ran at bulk rates. Like they'll get ran together. So I won't even see this if statement get ran, because the compiler will run it along with a bunch of other ifs. So if you was paying attention to that last session, I got to this line and it just hit continue, because it already knew this was a problem here. And without debug game editor, I wouldn't have been able to see this line get ran because the optimization. So in order to see every line of your code and see what it's doing, you need to be in debug game editor. All right. And now I can see that, okay, so the lobby game mode is null. So what the fuck does that mean? Why is the lobby game mode null? And then I also realized, oh, it's because I'm on a widget trying to access the game mode, which is a server only actor. So you can kind of piece the puzzles together. Once you figure out the root of the problem, putting the puzzle pieces together are very easy. So here I'm like, okay, I know I'm doing something stupid here. I'm trying to access the fucking game mode from a widget on the client, which is definitely not allowed. So I need to do something about these functions here. And what I've done is I refactor all this stuff out to the player controller, which owns this widget, instead of doing it in the widget. Oh my God, I can't believe I And I'm gonna let you guys know I was following the blueprint tutorial that was showing this method, but it was a little bit different. I can't blame the blueprint tutorial. I'm gonna blame myself, all right? But yeah, so if I just go ahead and let me stop this process. If I go ahead and comment out, this code here, and I go and we're not going to even be debugging. We don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna just press play here. And I'm also, let me close this post here and I'll have to launch a new one. So we got that going. And let me know if this video is confusing. I just learned this trick last night, guys, and it blew my mind that I couldn't find any help on the issue. And seeing how simple the issue was, I feel like a lot of developers aren't using debug game as well. So we got a successful build. So let me launch this here while I'm over here chitter chatter. Let me move this over to this window as well. Oh, it's already there. Okay, so we're gonna host again. And we're not gonna do anything on the host. Then we're gonna join as a client. And go ahead and accept. And now you'll see when I select a character that I get populated here. So we have the functionality that we need here because our code is not returning out early and not letting us know that it's returning out early or where it's returning out early. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any questions, definitely jump into the comment section. Definitely hop into the Discord. Let's chat it up, man. I'm always trying to meet more developers, man. I feel like right now it's just me. I have nobody to talk to about this stuff. I have nobody to bounce ideas off of, except for when I go into other people's Discords. So jump in my Discord, man. If you got a little bit of experience, man, let's chat it up. Let's get better together, and let's try to reach one, teach one. You dig what I'm saying? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.